live from the Quad Cities with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, if you love open houses, well, this is the ultimate open house, the Fall Parade of Homes, how you can see newly constructed and staged homes for sale in the Quad Cities. Plus, Ask the Experts Week continues with Eagle Point Solar. If you're considering making the switch to solar power, we'll get all of your questions answered. And later, did you know the QC is home to the world's largest spoon museum? We'll take a closer look at what you can find inside the Mississippi Spoon Gallery. You're watching Quad Cities Live on this Thursday, October 17th. Thank you so much for joining us. Kyle is off this afternoon. I'm Morgan Otier. Now, Halloween, it is exactly 2 weeks away from today, but your trick-or-treaters, they have an opportunity to practice their skills ahead of time as the Figge Art Museum is hosting a Tricks and Treats event. Heather Aronson is with the Figge Art Museum and is back with us in the studio today. Heather, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Always really great stuff to talk about when you're in the studio with us at Tricks and Treats. It is coming up on Sunday, October 27th.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us all about it. Tell us what's
all
planned.
things Halloween.
Yes.
So this is one, it's a super fun, free family day, thanks to the Quad City Cultural Trust sponsoring this event.
Awesome.
And so it is directly after the event is going to be the Davenport Halloween Parade, right? So we're going to be like, we're going to be like parade kickoff central.
Yeah.
So it's totally free. We open at noon on Sundays, and from noon to 2 before the parade, we have special activities. So it's literally come in costume, come on in, it's free. Everybody's going to get a bag when they come in the door. And then you can explore the galleries. And throughout the galleries, we have all of our cultural trust partners.
Well, this is great because the parade, it is a super popular event every year. People are constantly, you know, trying to get there early, trying to get a spot, but then they get there super early and they get their spot and they're like, what do I do with my time?
Figge Plaza is a perfect place to watch. The parade comes right in front of our building.
Yeah, oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so right on the parade route, absolutely perfect for the kiddos.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of take us through the setup. You started to describe it, so kids are going to be able to trick or treat inside the museum.
So when you come in the building with your families, we have free bags, and then throughout the galleries, we have our cultural trust partners. So we have the Symphony, we have the Putnam, we have Common Chord, we have the Botanical Center, and us at the Figge, and so they're going to have trick or treat stations actually in the galleries. So instead of going through the galleries to get candy, families can go through the galleries and get things that kind of go. So if you're at the Figge, you might get a little painting set, or if you're with Common Chord, you might get a kazoo, things like that. So things that kind of go with the organization. So you're going to get kind of like really fun little organizational activities while you do like just really quick interactions in the galleries.
That's awesome.
And then downstairs in our lobby area, we're going to have some really fun crafts. You can, we have some pumpkin making, we have spider making, we've got some really fun backdrops, we've got cocoa and treats, and then as everybody leaves to go watch the parade, we're going to give away little bags for snacks for the parade, so you can get little snacks to take with you to watch the parade. So
you have thought of everything.
It should be a really fun day.
That is really, really fun. I love that it's not completely focused on the candy. I love that it's focused
we
on
know candy's out there.
it's going to be out there. Exactly. They're going to be running in the street picking up their candy. Okay, so should we be dressing in costume?
Oh my gosh, we love costumes of all kinds, even if you just have your little Halloween headband on or your Halloween gear, but costumes are always welcome.
So I can come
and
in
we're going
my
to have our staff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That I've had for 8 years.
We've encouraged our staff to dress up even, and just for fun, you know, we've got lots of photo opportunities. So if you want to take a snapshot in the museum with a fun backdrop, you can do that too.
Okay, so you have that set up. So we talked a little bit about some of the art activities, the spider, the pumpkin. There's going to be a film playing?
At the end, we will have Casper playing in the background.
Nice.
Common Chord's actually going to have in our auditorium during this episode, they'll have music playing where kids can interact with that and take part in that. It's going to be a wild couple hours, but it should be really fun.
No, it does. It sounds absolutely perfect. Again, you said that this is sponsored by the Quad Cities Cultural Trust. Tell us a little bit more about that organization.
So the Quad City Cultural Trust is a local organization, and they really support all of the great cultural organizations and museums in the area, especially those core, like the Figge and the Botanical Center and the Putnam, and Common Cord. So they're supporting us in our mission, and they're a great backbone for our community, so we appreciate them so much. So we're really excited, and so much fun to, we all are kind of museum educators, so it's really fun for us to get to come together and work on a project together and, and just have some fun with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk a little bit too about, the Figgy's mission. I know we ask you that all the time, but it is an important mission and how that really aligns with engaging families.
Yeah. Our tagline is literally bringing art and people together. So any way we can do that, we love our community. We're always reaching out, doing different outreaches and with different organizations. Like I said, being able to work with our partners that we see all the time. We're all doing all these educational events and things. It's just really nice to be able to be a central location and kind of just welcome everybody in. And it's also a great touch point. If everybody's familiar with Halloween or comfortable in that era. So if you're not comfortable maybe exploring the art museum on your own, it's a great way to just come in and feel comfortable in the museum and check things out while you're there. And our Katrinas are still in the galleries.
Oh, very nice.
And we had tons of new artwork. And we have the Walter Wick exhibition, the I Spy. And we've got...
There's a lot of stuff right now that will really draw kids in. I mean, there's always a lot of great stuff going on at the Figgy, but for whatever reason, right now, with the Day of the Dead, the Katrinas being there, I mean, that's super exciting for kids, and the I Spy.
And we have the Leo Villarreal exhibition upstairs, and that's the guy who's lighting the building next year.
Super excited about that.
It is. It's just, like I say, I feel like sometimes families are scared to bring they're scared to come in the museum because it's like intimidating to bring your family into an art museum, but this is just another great way to say, hey, we want you here, come in, it's your museum too, have some fun with us.
Yeah, this may be the first time that you step foot in an art museum, and that's okay. That's what you want.
Absolutely.
Okay, so do we need to register for this at all?
No, totally free.
Just
no registration needed. Come on down. We're ready for you.
Wonderful. Okay, well, Tricks and Treats at the Figgy Art Museum. It is Sunday, October 27th from noon to 2 p.m. ahead of the Halloween parade downtown. Again, it is free. No registration is required. Just show up. To learn more about events and upcoming installations at the Figgy, visit figgyartmuseum.com.
Org.
Thank you.
.org.
You got it right on the screen. Heather, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks always for having us.
It's going to be a wonderful weekend.
Yeah,
thank
hope to
you.
see you.
Yes. Well, still to come on QCL, multiple communities are involved in this weekend's Fall Parade of Homes, a chance to see the latest in custom design and decor, and we're getting a preview next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
This weekend and next, you have the opportunity to tour top-of-the-line new homes in the Quad Cities. Whether you're in the market or you just want to be inspired, the Fall Parade of Homes starts Saturday. Mona Pfeiffer is with the QC Builders and Remodelers Association. Hello. And Steve Ingleby is with Ingleby Custom Homes.
Hello.
Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's always good to be back.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. So let's start with the basics, Mona. Really the goal of putting together the Parade of Homes. What is ultimately the reason that you guys want to put this together? It's twice a year.
Twice a year we do. Yeah, we do a spring, which is more of a preview, and then we do the Fall Parade of Homes, and it's because we want to show off our amazing builders in this area. They are up to date on all the trends, the appliances, the paint colors, the wood floors, landscaping, and it's for inspiration. That maybe you'll get inspired that you want to remodel, but maybe you want to go, oh, I hate my house and I need to buy that one. So it's an opportunity for to get out there and see everything, make a day of it, and I'm telling you, we have some amazing builders in this area.
I was going to say that. Talk a little bit about the talent that we have just right here in the Quad Cities, and if you wanted to pick up one of these as well, the Fall Parade of Homes magazine booklet here.
Yes, it's a glossy magazine.
It's beautiful. Yeah, you guys have done a really great job with it. So there's some examples in here.
And it's at all the local and surrounding Hy-Vees.
Okay.
You can pick those up as well. There's a map in there that shows you where all the homes are.
Okay.
And our homes, they range from mid 350s all the way up to $1 million. So there's a home there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
And get something from out of it.
Yes. And beyond just the homes themselves, and building a home, there's all the different finishes like you were talking about. I mean, there's somebody that does something in that home.
Right.
So if you're not somebody who's in the market to necessarily buy a house right now, but maybe you're like, I want to redo all my wood floors, or I want to do this or do that. That's another way to get inspiration.
Right, and then you call us, and then they say, we want to do our wood floor. Who do you recommend? And then we suggest one of the members that we have from QCBR.
Absolutely. Okay, great. So for anybody who's never participated, though, Mona, talk about how it all works. You just described the map.
Right.
So during the hours that this is going on.
Correct. It'll be up Saturday and Sunday, and it's from 1 to 5.
Okay.
And then it'll be next Wednesday from 5 to 7, and then we'll do the next weekend again, Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 5.
Okay.
So what you can do is you can pick up the book at the local Hy-Vees. Otherwise, you can go to qcbr.org, and there's a flip book on our website, so you can actually see the booklet there.
Yeah.
There is no admission charge for the Quad Cities. We're one of the few that don't charge admission to go to the Parade of Homes.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That
and
is.
then the home is open. We also started something new this year. A lot of times the realtors are there talking about the home.
Sure.
But we always have people that say, we want to meet the builder. So
Yeah,
we're doing
like Steve.
Yes, so we're going to do a meet the builder. So if you look in the booklet, you'll see different times it'll say, meet the builder Saturday from, 1 to 2, or Sunday from this and that.
Yep.
So that's a nice little touch that we did as well. And then we're also adding a People's Choice Award. So you'll see, QR code in the homes. And
you can vote.
Yeah, we award through the QCBR because we have judges that come down. We've got judges coming from Des Moines and Ames and Dubuque. So it's nice to have them from a different territory to see our builders.
Yeah.
So the builders will get awards as well.
So speaking of builders, tell us a little bit about Ingleby Custom Homes. Tell us about the business.
All right, yeah, so Ingleby, I started in the industry when I was 17. I was a senior in high school at Pleasant Valley. Yeah, I went to work for Terry Knudsen Builder, and worked for him for, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years, and then went off on my own. I've been on my own now for 12 years. And building homes, and we actually have 2 homes in the parade. Here are some of the pictures of homes we built. That one's on the LeClaire River there,
So
right
pretty.
in LeClaire there.
That is beautiful. Oh, I need one of those.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Steve's pretty good at
He's
this
pretty
thing.
gosh darn
And so
good.
those cabinets right there, those are Amish built cabinets. I've got my own guide. He's 3 hours south. His name's Joseph, and I travel down there once a month, lay out all the cabinets with him. So all our homes come with custom built Amish cabinets,
Amazing.
any type of wood style. And yes, we have 2 homes in the parade this year. One is in Riverdale, Iowa, across from Arconic, and then the other one is up on Megan Avenue off of Criswell, kind of out by TBK area.
Out by the TBK area, yes.
so-
A really, an area that's just growing in popularity, expanding all the time. So is there anything that you want people to know about, the way you like to build your homes? I mean, do you have something like specific that you really like to see in a home that you complete?
For us, it's just the quality that goes into it, and just making sure we're not out there cranking out, 40, and nothing wrong with that. But we like to do each home step by step, have the
Sure.
same subs in there. All our subs get along, and then we do walkthroughs with all the clients, and they come through, they meet all our subs, and by the end, everybody just, it's like a big family.
Yeah.
Everybody gets along and
Which is
talks with each
huge when
other.
when they all have to depend on each other.
Yeah.
I can't do my job till they get their job done. So
Yes,
it's
Yeah.
great
it's
to have.
true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You can't start something a lot of
Yeah,
times until
yeah.
something else is finished. So you are a past president and current board member of the QC Builders and Remodelers Association. Is that correct?
Yes,
Awesome,
yeah. As
okay.
past president
We don't let them go. We just what's that line? We just keep pulling them back in. Yeah.
that's right.
That is great. So talk about why the organization is really so important, really for the network of folks that are a part of it.
So it's great in many ways. As we know, we have the Parade of Homes to show off our builders, and then the other big one we do is the home show.
Home show, yeah.
We do that every year. But the thing I really am passionate about is the student trades that are really kicking up.
Right,
and Mona
right.
has done a phenomenal job
you.
since she's been.
So we have a big event
know.
coming in April that we've talked
Okay.
about. The first one in the Quad Cities called Build My Future.
Yeah.
So we hope to get about 1,000 9th through 12th graders,
Wow.
hands-on. Steve will be there helping,
Yep.
framing, drywalling. He'll do whatever we have. So it's an amazing
that
event.
Steve knows.
Yeah.
What do you need me to do?
He's
Mona?
always
I'm
there.
here.
Yeah, he's good.
Throws me everywhere.
Amazing. Okay, and so folks, they don't need to buy tickets or anything to be part of this. They
Nope.
just need to pick up their map and make sure they go during the hours.
Go during
And
the
a lot
hours.
of times, if you just know where one home's at, they'll have these maps in each home too, so they can pick it up
Okay.
and go from there as well.
Okay.
So
And like I said, it's on our website as
It
well,
is,
too.
yes. I was perusing the website earlier today, and everything is on there. Before we let you go, there's one other cool thing that you mentioned before the show started today, and there is a woman builder
Yes.
that is part of this, and
Yes.
I just think that's great.
Yeah,
and I think that's the coolest thing.
Chic Design and Build, and she's on our board as well.
I love it.
So she is that, and we just started a Professional Women in Building Council with QCBR, and there is is a woman who built a home. I think it is in Utah, and it's called The House That She Built. Everyone was a woman.
Wow.
So if there wasn't a woman electrician, they came in from New Jersey. So the whole thing was built. So
that is super cool.
Yeah.
So I just love to hear
the
that.
industry is growing with
It is.
everyone.
It is, and I love to hear that. I think it just sets a great example. So yeah, well, thank you both.
Yeah. And when you see his homes, you'll just go, wow.
I know, jaw drop. I already
Right.
did. I already
Yeah.
did. When I saw the photos of it, I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing how much you can hate your own home when you see that, right? Here I am, I'm home again.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. None of those homes have the laundry that I have either waiting for me. The Fall Parade of Homes is from 1 to 5 p.m. this Saturday and Sunday, October 19th and 20th, along with next Saturday and Sunday, October 26th and 27th. There's also an opportunity next Wednesday, October 23rd. That is from 5 to 7 p.m. But if you want to learn more about the QC Builders and Remodelers Association, visit qcbr.org.
Yes, you got that right. Yep.
Mona and Steve, thank you so much for being here
Thanks
today.
for having
Wonderful
us.
job, of course. Up next on QCL, fighting food insecurity, how area businesses and organizations are stepping up to eliminate food waste and get it to the people who need it most.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Growers are producing enough food for the planet, but the challenge is getting it to the table. Even though crops and meat production have nearly doubled over the last 20 years, the number of people going hungry is growing. And they experience hunger because they don't have equitable access to food. But Quad City area organizations are working to change that. Take a look.
Riverbend Food Bank serves 5 counties in Iowa, 18 counties in Illinois, and in that service area, there's about 125,000 people that are food insecure. We know that about 1 in 5 children are food insecure in our service area, 1 in 7 adults. We distribute 20 million pounds of food a year. That equates to about 16.5 million meals per year over a service area that encompasses just over 1 million people. The work that we do here at Riverbend Food Bank could not be done without the help of the community. And certainly John Deere leads the way in that support.
It's really important for John Deere to make sure that everyone has food on their table. And we do this by honoring our farmers, our growers, our ranchers. They are producing enough food to feed everyone in the world, yet 1/3 of our food goes to waste each year. Riverbend Food Bank is working directly with our farmers, our customers, to help procure this food and save this food and get this nutrition into the hands of our neighbors. We saw the farm crisis happen and people struggle to make ends meet in the early 80s. We knew we needed to do more, and that is when we invested in Riverbend Food Bank, and they have been here ever since, supporting our community. We saw later in early 2007, 2008, really our worst economic crisis we have faced since the Great Depression, and Riverbend Food Bank was here to support our neighbors. We then most recently saw with COVID, literally our lines double overnight. And again, Riverbend Food Bank is here to be a repository to offer this nutritious food when people need it the most. And you think about even when we face natural disasters like when our levee broke or we have flooding or we saw the derecho and our electricity was out for 4 days. The first thing that goes is our food, and people need the support of Riverbend Food Bank during those times to get food and water.
So for us, it's really important that we do have a variety of hunger relief partners throughout our 23 counties that we can get into the small communities or the large cities to be able to feed people that are facing food insecurity. Those could be church organizations, those could be community centers, and schools, and we deliver to them, and they also pick up food from us on a consistent basis.
And in the food bank lines is single mothers raising 2 kids while working but can't make ends meet, or people retired on, Social Security and they can't keep up with the rising inflation, or people on medical disability. And Riverbend Food Bank is here to fill a void that needs to be met with people in our community.
But what we are seeing now is a decrease in population in our service area by about 0.5%, but we are seeing an increase in the number of people who are considered food insecure by almost 30%.
We've all seen this inflation hit each and every one of us when we go into the grocery store and we go fill our car up with gas, and we see these rising costs. And there's so many people that are working or on fixed incomes that just can't keep up with the inflation. And Riverbend Food Bank is here to support our neighbors.
Our organization could not exist without volunteers. The last 3 years, we've averaged distributing over 20 million pounds of food. We have 40 employees. Without the 2,000 plus volunteers and the 20,000 hours of volunteer service that they provide to us, we would certainly be unable to sustain that type of volume.
We have hundreds of John Deere employees volunteering each and every year to Riverbend Food Bank and helping in the pantry systems and delivering the meals and helping put food boxes in cars and in trunks. And we have logged over 5,000 hours volunteering for Riverbend Food Bank. Our employees actually broke a record just this year of recording over 300,000 volunteer hours to give back to our communities. It's something that it is in each of us to want to make sure that our employees do well, and we do that by helping. And when you think about John Deere, the man John Deere himself, he helped start the YMCA in our headquarters community. He served as the mayor of Moline. He was an outspoken abolitionist, and he really instilled in all of us as John Deere employees this sense to give back to community. And I would like to think that he would be really proud of our efforts today to help end hunger and give back so generously here in the Quad Cities.
When you talk about a community that cares for one another, you're talking about the Quad City community. Whatever the situation has been, whenever we have asked, whether it's individuals, corporations, or community organizations in the Quad Cities, the response has always been yes. We want to support Riverbend Food Bank. We want a healthy, well-functioning, supportive community to live and work in.
So for 187 years, John Deere has been committed to helping end hunger, and we have been here in the Quad Cities, and we look forward to continuing that journey and working with Riverbend Food Bank and our nonprofits.
And coming up in our next half hour of Quad Cities Live, it's Ask the Experts Week, and we're gaining some insight into solar power with Eagle Point Solar. And later, we're going back to the Gilded Age when collecting silver spoons was a passion. We'll take a closer look at everything the Mississippi Spoon Gallery has to offer. And after a couple of frigid fall mornings, we are looking ahead to a little bit of a warm-up. Meteorologist Kyle Dickens has your full first alert forecast next.
Enjoy autumn with Hello Autumn. Each week right here on TV6.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Using the sun to power your home or business, and you can save thousands of dollars in energy costs by making the switch. We are asking the experts this week, and Jim Pullen is the president and CEO of Eagle Point Solar is joining us now. Jim, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, lots to chat about when it comes to solar power, because I feel like there's just a lot that people don't know, right? Unless they're you and they're involved in this heavily every single day. There's a lot of questions out there. But let's start with a little background on your business, Eagle Point Solar, and how you got started, because you've been at this for a number of years now.
We have. So our business was started in 2010. I've been there now for about 13 out of the 14 years.
Wonderful.
So I am the veteran. We started a little business in Dubuque, Iowa with you know, a small crew. Today we work in Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. We've got about 110 employees, give or take.
Wonderful.
And Quad Cities is a busy area for us.
Yes, absolutely is. And we are into October now. So fall and winter months, are these a good time to consider making the switch to solar?
Yeah, I think one of the things that is a misunderstanding about our industry is we don't build solar in the winter. Our business now is a 12-month business, and we install every month of the year. Obviously, we live in the Midwest. There are days in the middle of winter where it's too cold, there's too much snow. But when people are thinking about installing solar, there's really no reason to wait. If your thought is we don't install in the winter, we do. The other advantage of installing in the winter is your system's installed, your system is ready to go, and then the long days of spring and summer, when the production of the solar array increases and is at its peak, you can take full advantage of that instead of waiting till spring and then we miss part of the really good production season.
Well, yeah, I was gonna, and I was reading about that as well. I mean, it can take a little bit to get started. I mean, there's permitting and things that need to happen. So just because you've decided that you want to make the switch to solar doesn't mean that it's going to happen overnight anyways.
Correct. So we, on every installation, we work with the utility. They all have a process to interconnect your system. There are local permitting bodies that we have to deal with. We have to get the equipment, obviously. The second part of it is we're fairly busy. We've got a pretty full schedule. You know, so we're some number of weeks out as well. So you are correct. This is not a snap your fingers and we're at your home installing.
Okay, so as you had mentioned, we are living in the Midwest here. So people have, you know, questions, I'm sure, in regards to how efficient is solar, you know, in those winter months. I think there's probably some misconceptions there.
There is. Actually, the equipment itself, so the solar modules or panels, and then the inverters that we use to convert the DC energy to AC, they actually are more efficient in the winter. They're like any other electronic device. They don't like to be overheated. So when they're producing in the winter, they're very efficient and produce a substantial amount of electricity. The only reason we get less production overall in the winter versus the summer is the days are just shorter, right? You know, now we wake up and it's dark and we go home from work and it's dark, so the days are shorter.
Don't remind us. Okay, so we hear a lot about solar and perhaps hearing more about it than we actually see it. That doesn't mean that it's not everywhere. In fact, you have gotten so good at making it look like it's not everywhere.
You know, we try. Obviously, when everybody has their own idea of whether it looks good or it doesn't look good, but we consistently talk to people who don't realize their neighbor has it, maybe their employer has it. We, as one company in the market, have about 4,000 installations. And again, in a lot of cases, they're up on the roof and you just don't see them. So it's around you, and we're getting busier every day. So it's here. Some people will say, well, I don't ever see it. It must not be good. That really is not true.
That is not the case. Okay, so let's talk about electric vehicles now and how solar really is like playing into the growth of EVs, and those two things can work together quite well.
They do. So we do a number of EV charging station installs, particularly for individual residences. And the way that they fit together is instead of having to go buy gas, right? If you have an EV at home, and we know that you have an EV at home, we make the solar array large enough to not only power your home, but also allow you to charge your EV. So at the end of the day, you're really charging the EV at a very economical rate, even better than just using utility energy in order to charge the EV. So you really get the best of both worlds.
You really do. Saving a lot of money doing that as well. Okay, so this is Ask the Experts Week after all. So talk a little bit about why Eagle Point Solar is really considered an expert in all of this.
Well, one of the things we truthfully believe is if you are considering solar, remember you're investing in something that's going to last you for 25, 35, or 40 years. you want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence on the company behind the installation. Unfortunately, there's a lot of companies coming into and leaving our market in solar because it is an active market. And all we ask is just make sure you're asking questions about the company.
Sure.
You know, again, I think we have a good track record. We have a lot of customers.
You welcome the questions. Yeah.
We do, and we don't have anything to hide, and all we would ask is make sure anybody that you're talking to is not hiding anything either.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, and so finally, for people considering making the switch, you can also get them an analysis quote.
We can. So our process is designed to make sure that we end up with a good solution for the customer.
Okay.
All of the things that we do prior to an installation are free of charge. They can reach out to us. We're going to ask them for electric bills. We are going to go through and ask them a number of questions. And our process really, it's not short, but it's very effective. And there is no charge for any of that to figure out whether solar works for you or not.
Amazing. So you don't need to be scared to give them a call. If you want to sign up for that free solar analysis quote, or if you simply want to learn more about the process of switching to solar, visit eaglepointsolar.com. You can also follow the business on social media for any upcoming events and future promotions. Jim, thank you so much for being here today and answering all of our questions.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Well, coming up on QCL, your opportunity to check out more than 200 years of silversmith art at the world's largest spoon museum, and it is located right here in the QC. The Mississippi Spoon Gallery joins us next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Museum Month is underway here in the Quad Cities. It's a time to celebrate history and the various collections we have right at our fingertips. One of the more unique places to check out is the Mississippi Spoon Gallery on River Drive in Davenport. Cami Pohl joins us now to talk about some of the upcoming events at the gallery. Cami, welcome to QCL. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We are so looking forward to talking with you. I've heard you are just such a fun guest with such a passion, so I can't wait to get into it. Spoon collecting. It's not something we hear much about these days. How did you get into this?
Well, before I left for the military, my great-grandmother gifted me 3 boxes before I left.
Wow.
But she was my pen pal throughout my life from 4th grade all the way until basic training.
Wow.
And so I got to celebrate her again when I got to buy my first house and open up those boxes, and I see some of the spoons that I remember playing Tea Party with her.
Oh my goodness.
So my husband and I have treated it as a scavenger hunt for the love of spoons because of her.
Yeah.
Over the centuries, most people don't know that actually there's traditions from a long time ago. Spoons are the meaning of life. Even in Wales, the Welsh has a tradition of carving out one piece of wood for the couple, and everything means something to them on that spoon.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, you have built over the years quite a collection. So I'm assuming, I mean, that's the reason why you decided to open up Mississippi Spoon Gallery.
Well, originally we were going to take the show on the road when my husband retired 2 years from now, but he was forced to retire. And so the specially made trailer that I had and all the stuff that would go in it, and we would travel to little cities and show the silversmith artwork, was kind of crushed a little bit when he was put on the heart transplant list.
Oh my goodness.
So I had to get busy and find a place to put it up. So I want to talk about these ones right here.
Okay.
These ones right here actually started the whole craze in America. These are actually the Salem witch spoons. The ones on the top is made by Daniel Lowe. He's a silversmith in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, I'm already obsessed with this.
He actually makes these in 1891. The very next year would be the 200-year anniversary of the Salem witch trials.
Wow.
He puts the word Salem on there, as well as the little witch. They actually, which way do we, right?
Yeah,
there we go, perfect. And then another company wanted in on this, and that would be Gorham. And they're a silversmith company that started in Providence, Rhode Island in 1831.
Wow.
And so they wanted in on the action, but the witch was patented by his son, Daniel Lowe, the silversmith.
Yeah.
So his son gets to design the whole handle for Gorham, and it looks like the witch's broom.
Oh my gosh, it really does.
And if you look down below, you'll see a cat. And then it says the word Salem, and then 1692, and there's that witch again.
Yeah.
But then there's a rope to remind us that 19 women were hung.
Oh my gosh.
Innocently, yeah.
Spooky spoons. I love this.
Yeah, so I also have a picture of the House of the Seven Gables where the trial took place, as well as a postcard that Daniel Lowe would have sent you back in the day. And it's actually dated November 4th of 1901.
I'm reading a book right now about this time period. And so, like, I'm just obsessed. Like, this couldn't have been more perfect.
I know.
Okay. Tell us about these ones because they're just stunning, this piece of artwork.
Okay, so what you're looking at, I don't know if they're okay where the camera's at.
I think so, yeah.
So those are called plique-à-jour. Plique-à-jour in French means translucent through light, or basically like church windows and spoons.
Yes.
So this is only done for a short period of time, and most of the artists come from Norway.
Oh my goodness.
And I have to say that these are my favorite, but they're harder to come by because they only lasted for about 25 years. They're not made anymore after 1915.
That's amazing. And that you have them in your possession.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so cool to me.
I have been very lucky. I have been very grateful for many things. This last year, I won for the fourth time in a row. Fourth time in a row. 2021 I won, 2022 and 2023, and this year I won again. Blue ribbon at the Iowa State Fair for the spoon collection.
Congratulations.
So if you take a look at it, there's Chief Blackhawk right in the middle, right there. And in the bowl, and I know you're not going to be able to see it, so you have to come down to the museum.
You have to go to the museum.
But it has a picture of the downtown city of Davenport with 3 riverboats in it.
Beautiful, amazing. And because you're our last segment today, and I don't want to run out of time, people have some really great opportunities to come and see the gallery. One of them being this Saturday, October 19th. You're doing a tea party.
Yes.
This is wonderful. So you can bring the kids. This is what, ages 6 to 12?
That is correct.
Okay, so you can enjoy the gallery with a little tea party, which how perfect is that? And then you're going to celebrate in November, a Day of the Dead, with a night at the museum.
Yes.
This is cool.
So it's limited space.
Yes.
So if you're interested,
register.
No, if you're interested in actually being a part of that night in the museum, you need to register right away. It's going to be limited to 20 people in the museum because I have had things to happen in the museum.
Yeah.
With my spoons.
It's going to be a spooky, fun experience at the museum, the Mississippi Spoon Gallery. It's located on 902 East River Drive in Davenport. I promise you've driven by it. The tea party is the 19th of October, and November 1st is the Day of the Dead overnight celebration. For more information on registration and the gallery, just head to MississippiRiverSpoonGallery.com. Cami, thank you so much for being here.
I have a gift for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
A spoon that you can buy at the museum.